find a crazy wave, you just gotta ride it.
Hello, I'm your host, Tristan Vasquez.
And I'm Aileen Rapson.
In 2007, my colleague Aileen and I joined 25 York University students in visiting Las Nubes Rainforest in Costa Rica for a field course where we learn about tropical ecology, sustainable development, sustainable coffee making, as well as a variety of other environmental issues related to the tropics in Costa Rica.
Las Nubes was donated to York University in 1998 by Dr. Woody Fisher. The aim of Las Nubes Reserve is to help protect the biodiversity of the region by linking several different protected areas to Chirripo National Park and, by extension, La Amistad International Biosphere Reserve, which is shared by Panama and Costa Rica. Las Nubes is 144 hectares, and it is a high elevation rainforest that is linked to a lower elevation rainforest, Los Cusingos Bird Sanctuary, through the Alexander Skutch Biological Corridor. And just to give you an idea of where it is, this is southern Costa Rica. Here is Chirripo National Park, and just outside of Chirripo National Park is Las Nubes, and a little bit further south is Los Cusingos Bird Sanctuary.
As part of that journey, we documented the events that happened within that course. And this is their story.
Very beautiful and luscious and green.
It was just awesome. Like the scenery was spectacular. The setting was just, it was so engaging in the sense that it brought you outdoors, and the trails there just really expose you to the type of ecology in the area. So it's definitely where I want to have my honeymoon.
It's just make my landscape bigger in the aspect that now I'm more aware of environmentally friendly, sustainable practices, both for tourism and for agriculture. It can be a sustainable, profitable operation without damaging the forest.
I think it's sad anytime that we lose life on this planet, and that's what happens every patch of forest, again particularly in the tropics, that's lost, along with it is lost countless species of insects and who knows what that we probably know nothing about, and the species we do know things about. There's not a whole lot of that forest left really in the world, and as far as being in a pristine state. So Las Nubes is very special.
The food here has been amazing. We've actually been spoiled in every way.
You see, like, there's lots of green and brown, and you walk through the forest, and all of a sudden you just see something totally amazing. You see, like, this cool, like, bright red, like, amplified, a little flower, or that centipede, like, it's so cool. It's something, like, you'd never see, like, anywhere else, you know?
Oh, okay. Welcome to the Costa Rican rainforest!
Costa Rica. This is the Las Nubes Rainforest, a very diverse area with lots of plant species.
Las Nubes has a lot of endemic species because of its location, because it also goes from a high elevation down to a lower elevation. And one of the rivers that runs through it is called the Rio Penas Blancas, and it supplies a lot of fresh water running down from the Talamanca mountain range.
Okay, as you know, this is Las Nubes rainforest here. There's, at this end, you can see kind of a place which is graded, where there's no trees. You see this at the edge, on the slope there? Okay, that's also part of Las Nubes. That used to be pasture land. And This is where the trail is that goes up to about that first break, sort of the plateau there. And that's the area that we're going to work in terms of reforestation. Okay, it's a good hike once we get down there.
Finally, I'm doing something meaningful.
Now we're trekking through the deep to the jungle.
I can't believe people would destroy this to grow some cattle.
Had a friend the whole way so far. He's hanging on pretty well. Yeah, I don't know what it is.
That is crazy.
He's been
Do you mind if I get a shot of that?
No, go ahead. But he's been rattling around there in the face of the fall.
Can you hold him super still?
My finger goes up.
We're sequestering carbon with these trees. There are various fruit trees for birds, and that's how easy it is. Plant a tree.
Tree planting was great. It just gives you that feel-good feeling because you know that you are doing something to improve the ecological integrity of the reserve, and you know that you're doing your part to help offset carbon emissions. So I really, really enjoyed that activity.
And that was our Las Nubes tree planting adventure. Hi, we're right now at the Kopi Agri Model Coffee Farm.
This is El Grano Tico. It is the model farm for sustainable shade-grown coffee, and this is a coffee plant. These are coffee cherries right here, and the red ones are ripe. And with shade-grown coffee, in order to ensure quality coffee, only the red ones are picked, whereas normal sun-grown coffee, the whole branch might be stripped and the beans will get processed. But with shade-grown, only the red is picked, so to ensure the high-quality beans. And around this farm, these coffee plants are interspersed with trees, which obviously will provide the shade. I think it's a minimum of 30% shade is required to be considered shade-grown coffee. And these trees will provide habitat for birds as well as fruits. And it will increase the overall biodiversity in the region. So that's why shade-grown coffee farms are much more like ecologically sound than a sun-grown. And these are, pesticides are not used unless it is necessary.
We're right now in a sustainable coffee farm using shade-grown trees to help the coffee plants, and this helps produce better quality coffee as well as creates organic matter that doesn't allow weeds to grow.
I can remember walking down this road with a sun-grown coffee plantation on my right and some shade grown on my left, and what was most affecting was the silence in the sun-grown coffee. It was just a dead silence. Nothing flying around, nothing moving, and just silence. And then on my left, where the coffee was being grown under a canopy of trees, it was noisy, full of life still. You could hear the birds and insects, cicadas up in the trees, humming away. Because basically you're looking at, in a shade-grown coffee plantation, habitat. It's still habitat for many organisms. You can't have everything live there, but a type of forest ecosystem can exist with shade-grown coffee. With sun-grown coffee, it's desert. Nothing's going to exist there.
Welcome to this coffee processing plant we're visiting here in Costa Rica.
Today we're looking at the Copi Agri coffee processing plant, and we're going to be doing coffee cupping, which is actually taste testing coffee to ensure that the quality, their standard of quality is there. So we're going to be looking at roasted versus unroasted beans, testing the aroma, testing the hardness of the bean, and then we're going to be actually tasting brewed coffee. And it's very much similar to wine tasting, where you have to smell the coffee, take a quick taste, and we're going to be evaluating 5 different types of coffee based on certain criteria, and we're going to be trying to pick out the ones that meet the standards of quality that Copi Agri likes to have when they market their coffee.
I don't like number 2 too much. So it's getting a bad mark. Sorry, number 2.
The number 1 coffee, the number 1 sample, this is a good coffee. She knows.
Hi, I'm here with Simon Valdez, and he is the leader of the avian monitoring program in the Las Nubes region. And he has spent the last little while doing a lot of education programs with some of the local schools in the Las Nubes region. And he's going to tell us a little bit about that. So, Simon, what kind of education is going on in the Las Nubes area?
Well, during last summer we visited all the 4 schools located within the Alexander Scotch Biological Corridor, and we had educational games and experiments with the main objective of teaching the kids the function of the biological corridor in preserving the fauna, the animals, and the water resources.
We're doing a little dance, a bit called the banana song for the children, and then we're going to do this forest fragmentation game about migratory birds. So hopefully it works out and they enjoy it. They're a little old, but whatever.
Uno, dos, tres. Bananas del mundo unidos. Corta bananas, corta bananas, corta bananas, corta bananas. Maha bananas, maha bananas, maha bananas, maha bananas. Come bananas, come bananas, come bananas, come bananas. Viva bananas, viva bananas, viva bananas, viva bananas, viva bananas, viva bananas, viva bananas.
So what kind of effect has it had on the local community?
I think we are reaching the kids to a level that they feel more proud of belonging to such a rich, biodiverse area.
What did the migration game teach them?
How it's important to conserve forests in both Costa Rica and Canada in order of the birds to have a safe house in both places, and well, and the dangers that the birds find on such a long trip. So I think that's one of the effects that we are trying to have on the community.
Cool.
Yeah.
A real man can dance and play soccer.
I scored a goal. 1 goal. They scored like 5. I don't know. That's a rough estimate was 5. Could have been about 7, but I prefer to think.
I don't want to brag or anything, but got the only point for our team, an assist for the other team.
The other team.
It was quality right in front of the net. He was wide open, our goalie wasn't looking, I passed it to him, he scored on us. It's talent. You can't teach that.
Yeah, fun.
Hello. Here we are at Birdsong Grove. Nice of you to join us. I was just about to talk a little bit about our birdathon. These students on the field course have put together a fundraiser to collect money for environmental education in Las Nubes. And basically we're collecting donations for every bird species we see on the trip. And so far we're up at around 70 species. And we're hoping to push the envelope past 150. That's the goal. So we've got probably a week and a half to go, and we're making some good progress. Hello, it's 5 a.m. We're at La Kusinga, and we're about to go on a bird watching expedition. High expectations.
Before the trip started, I didn't think I was a person that would wake up at 5:30 every morning to wake up to watch birds. But come by the second day of the field course, I was waking up at 5:30 with my headlamp and camera in hand just to watch these magnificent birds. And it was just absolutely spectacular. We saw so many cool things. Like, I got it. Got a good shot.
Drive it.
It's got like checkered wings. Putting his butt at me and flapping his tail. Not only did it provide us excellent group participation and facilitated group cohesion, but it also provided us with an excellent means of seeing some of the best wildlife that Costa Rica had to offer.
The high point of the trip for me was seeing the quetzal that close. It was like less than 10 meters away from us. It was such a gorgeous bird.
Guys! Scarlet macaws!
So we just saw some scarlet macaws, and I was just informed actually by these ladies over here that in the evening they fly in this direction. So they've been seeing some fly over pretty frequently over the past little bit. So hopefully we'll see some more, but if not, it was still pretty awesome to see the 2 that we did. Oh yeah, in the morning they go this way.
Behind me we've got the crazy wave, which has come to stand for so much on our field course here in Costa Rica. And can I ask you a question?
Yeah.
When you find a crazy wave, what do you do?
Get on it?
And you ride it.
Yeah, that was proper. Yep.
What do you want a T for when we've got a crazy wave in front of us? And you know what we do with crazy waves.
Ride them?
Ride them.
That was a crazy wave. It was more.
When you find a crazy wave, you just gotta ride it.
That was better than drop zone or anything at Canada's Wonderland. Because you didn't know you were going to fly out any time.
That's so bad. I was falling from underneath the bar.
I thought you were gone.
What did you tell them to call me a kiss?
Not you! The girl up there! You're so close!
Oh my god.
You fucking told him.
A kiss goodbye.
Great. Let's take one last look at the crazy wave. Wave goodbye. We left our first crazy wave behind in San Isidro, so I thought I'd make one of my own. Raw.
So we're going surfing, and this board is like 3 times the size of my body. So I have a helper. I'm just dreading the climb back. It's gonna be treacherous.
We're up to party all the time.
Cowabunga. Cowabunga.
Cowabunga.
We left the last crazy wave behind, so it looks like now we're gonna have to find one of our own. And if there's one thing we know about crazy waves, it's that if you find a crazy wave, you gotta ride it. Are you ready to ride the crazy wave, Ross? Crazy wave, you gotta ride it.
Just think it's like surfing. You just ride a big wave. It'll be awesome.
I was just saying, I just wanted to go over some safety procedures before we get into this. It's a dangerous activity. I think everyone should be aware of the dangers and be aware of the appropriate safety precautions. Anything goes wrong out there, you cut the harness, you jump, and you flap your arms like a bird. Anything goes wrong out there. If you feel a little unsure, cut the harness, flap your arms like a bird. Safety.
Goodbye. Oh, it was nice knowing you. Bye, Michael.
This land is several hectares that's being sold for development into houses, and it's a huge impact actually, I think, for all of us, because we've come through the forest here having seen a sloth, and the squirrel monkey. And to my knowledge, the squirrel monkey is the rarest monkey in Costa Rica. And now we're obviously a lot more affected and concerned by the potential loss of further habitat.
The problem with a lot of protected areas all over the world is that they're fragmented, they're too small, and they're not connected to other areas. And Las Nubes helps connect all those areas together, which is really unique and hard to find.
The area is important to protect because all around it, the cattle farms are kind of slowly taking over, and that's why Dr. Fisher originally bought it, because he saw the destruction going around. And the corridor as a whole is important to protect in order to keep that movement between Las Nubes and Los Crucingos, and keeping the farmers able to produce the coffee.
It provides that link, and it provides a base for those migratory birds. Otherwise, a lot of them couldn't persist in the corridor alone. They need that forest.
So on the Pacific, we're still getting some problem because people keep cutting down the forest. So these birds first, from here, they migrate first to the Pacific lowlands, well, about 800 meters, then they come back. So when these guys move down here, they get there and there's nothing to eat, that's why they're getting like in trouble. So this park started with a program called Biological Corridors that they're trying to connect Monteverde with the Nicoya Gulf. It's safe in this for quetzals, jaguars, Nicoya Gulf.
Conservation can be effective, and it can happen if people take the time and the initiative to make it happen.
So I think it's really important for York to be there in order to protect the farmers and to protect the nature.
Hello, welcome to the Las Nubes Report. We're right now here in front of a Las Nubes coffee stand here in the airport. And I'm here with Birdathon Coordinator Chris Saker. Chris Saker, could you give us a final report on the Birdathon?
Absolutely, Tristan. The Birdathon went awesome this year. I think it surpassed all of our expectations. And the final tally, our class saw 190 species of birds, which is really something considering it's just a 2-week time frame, and we missed all of the migrants. So really an accomplishment. Not only that, but the birds we did see were just unbelievable, the diversity, from toucans to roadside hawks, you name it, we got a sampling of Costa Rican avian diversity. Not to mention the fact that we were also fortunate enough to catch a glimpse of Central American squirrel monkey, which according to the IUCN is classified as endangered. There's only 2,000 of them left in the world, so that was just something that we were lucky to stumble upon, and hopefully, as a result of finding one, we'll be able to push for better conservation efforts. So the Birdathon was a huge success.
Thank you, Chris Saker. Well, now we go to Aileen Rapson for one final report.
Thank you, Tristan. Unfortunately, Aileen couldn't make it, as she got caught up in the crazy wave.
So, Rowan, can you tell me how you would sum up this course in one word?
Santa mierda!
Dad, please.
I said, holy shit!
Holy shit! Whoa!
Holy shit!
Holy shit!
Holy shit! Whoa!